The covenant is a specifically Jewish concept.
Yeah, the covenant is an expression of the Holocaust, what happened in the Holocaust, and the hopeful conclusion beyond the Holocaust, okay? It was inspired by that. It took me many years to write it. I wrote that at the McDowell Colony. And my original papers, the original work, worksheets and et cetera, well, maybe they're all everything in my whole life is in Regenstein Library now at the University of Chicago. And if anyone someday will take a look at them, they will see the tear marks that I sat and cried as I wrote this piece. It's something that I just had to do once and for all. I had to write this piece.
The text for Covenant, what went into choosing that?
And it was a combination of texts, not only from the Old Testament, but various poets, and other places and whatnot, all conveying to give the story, in a sense, of the covenant, all come together to bring out the message of the Holocaust and the redemption, hopefully, after the Holocaust. And by the way, I have to mention one thing else. When I came back after writing it, and, well, as I said, it was a very tearful thing and traumatic thing to write. And I showed it to Shulamit, by the way, because, she was here and et cetera. And I said, I have 3 or 4 or 5 different titles, and I can't make up my mind about the title. And we talked about it, and she looked it over, we talked about it, and actually it was her who said to me, Ralph, it's the covenant, that's the word that's the title for it. And I said, you're right, that is the title for it.
Which was performed?
The Covenant was done in Mandel Hall.
Only the Mandel Hall?
Only in Mandel Hall. Yes, it was done in New York already. At Juilliard, they did a performance of it there. It might have been some other places, I'm not sure about it. I will never, ever forget the experience of that first performance that we did under my direction with Elsa Charleston, who was my soprano, who is also my wife now, and at Mandel Hall. And, as I was conducting, so of course my back is to the audience, but I could hear them. I could sense them. They were crying out there. People were sitting in the audience and crying. And I'll never forget how after the performance, they came up on stage, and many of them had obviously been in concentration camps because I could see the numbers on their hands. I was there, And they said to me, how do you know? How did you know what's going on? You're an American. You weren't there. How did you know? I said, I knew because my blood was there. And that's where it came from. I had to write this piece. There was nothing else I could do, but I just simply had to write it, which I did.